Hello everyone, we are Boy Spirit Saga. I'm here with Kostas,
Hello, everybody.
and we're going to talk about a bit his experience in Milan. But let's start from the beginning. Is this your first game ever, or have you played any other card games before?
So this is the first competitive TCG that I played. I
Right.
mean, I played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger with some friends, or maybe like some casual Master Duel or Duel Links on the mobile or
Yeah.
on the PC. But nothing where like I actually went and bought cards and came down and competed at locals and stuff like that. So yeah, this is for all intents and purposes my first TCG.
All right. So okay, that's very interesting to start uh, with this game that is very competitive and very. It has a lot of depth. So, what made you to start play this game?
So initially, it was just like a couple friends of mine that I know from Discord. They just, they go down to one of the locals here in Athens, and they just were like, "Hey, come over. It's a fun game." I had no idea of like, maybe I want to start a TCG or whatever. But I went down. I picked up, what was it? I picked up a purple starter deck because I was like, the purple guys look pretty cool, and they're skeletons and
Skeletons and undeads.
snakes and stuff and undead like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick this deck, and I just really fell in love with the strategy and the whole sort of that aspect of the game. Like it's not like other TCGs where if you have a card, you just play it and that's it. There's a lot of resource management.
Exactly, yeah. And
So yeah,
interaction and very
yes,
many decision making, right?
so much, so much. Like it could be such a difference. For example, if you like use a flash pre-block or after block, even if you know your opponent
Yeah,
might block, like it's also about there's the part about like what your opponent might be thinking that is so much more important as to how you're gonna play, because it's not so much as, oh, I'll play my combo and what are you gonna do after that. It's like, oh shit, something might like break really easily, so you got to be very careful.
let's say something different now. Do you believe that the game helps you to be more social with others? Because now that you're a new player, I don't know if you are a kind of a close person regarding to your how you actually interact with the others. But I want to hear your perspective about that. Do you think it makes you to be more social with others? Makes
I
you
mean,
meet more people and make
definitely,
friends?
definitely for sure, because of like it's not such a huge community here in Greece, so
Hmm.
everybody sort of knows each other. So after you start playing, everybody's. I just want to make sure and point it out. Even in Milan, everybody that I met from the community was like super great, and like everybody's really helpful. And so yeah, that's like a really, really good part for me in this game, that like everybody's really helpful, and you get to meet new people, especially like me, if you're not into like any other TCGs, you
Hmm.
haven't played any other TCGs before. It's really cool because you can get into other TCGs because it's such a tight-knit community. It's not like other games where there's so many people playing it that you don't really know everybody in a sense. You casually might know them,
Yeah,
but here, because you sort of play with the same people and you interact with the same people, you can build an actual social network in a sense of like, hey,
yeah,
talking everybody together.
yeah. That's pretty nice about this community. Yeah, and I think there are not many people that are like very quote unquote toxic. So you want to be in this community, I believe. In my opinion,
Yeah,
I really want to be in this community. It's very friendly.
no, for sure, for sure. And I feel that, yeah, like, you know, there's there's no need to mention any specific games, but there's a lot of other games that have really toxic,
Yeah,
toxic parts. So the fact that it's not like that here is also like super cool, because
mm,
you actually get to, when you go to locals, you're not thinking of, oh, is this guy gonna like be toxic again, or are we gonna have like people that play like in a toxic way. You all come down there and play in like a fun way, and you enjoy the games,
yeah,
which I think
exactly.
speaks volumes, and it's only good.
Yeah, exactly. You did your trip to Milan. So what
Yes.
made you uh, to go abroad and play BSS? I mean, you play like 3 months now, and you are already went abroad to play.
Pretty much 3 months, yeah. Like mid-March is when I started. So it was just a funny story, right? So we're coming back from a locals on a Wednesday, and then one of the guys that are in our like core group was like, "Hey guys, I saw some tickets for Milan. They're pretty cheap. I might go to the Open for just practice and whatever." So then I was like, you know what? Let's just go. You know what? To hell with it.
Just for the experience. Yeah.
It's super cheap just for the experience. Let's go. Let's have fun. So it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad. It was an amazing experience, especially given the fact that it was my first kind of experience like that.
Yeah, and a major event.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, so it was mostly like that. Like, you know what? Let's see what is out there. Sort of like one of those. Wait, I'm an adult with money. I don't need to ask permission. I can just do it.
I can travel and play cards, right?
Yeah, so it was one of those moments. Like, hey, I can actually do it if I want to. Like, so yeah.
I don't have to ask anyone. Yeah.
Exactly.
You have the chance, you would do that again, right? You will.
Yeah, for sure.
And
for sure.
I believe the next one will be again in Milan. So, are you planning to go there? In October?
I mean, yeah, I'd be so down for that. I mean, hopefully we can get some more Greek guys to join sort of the team.
Yeah, hopefully we are going to be there as well. Let's pray.
Yeah, because it was, during the summer, Milan is a bit tricky. It's not the best place. But yeah, fingers crossed we'll have a strong Greek presence in the next Open.
Yeah.
I mean, we already did with Panos making top 4.
He made top 4. And he went second on the Swiss, so pretty strong as well. Day 1, he made second place.
Exactly.
Alright, so let's say, what would you say, since you are very new player, you're not a new player at this moment, after traveling to Milan as well, but
I get
what
you're
would
saying.
you say to a new player that wants to start now? And let's say someone who wants to play casually in a local environment, and then let's hear your opinion about someone who wants to do what you did, travel abroad, play major events, play more competitively.
So, for someone who just wants to play casual with their friends, I just, my advice would be, get a starter deck, choose
purple.
You can choose either. I mean, if you have to choose purple, because I love purple. So my advice would be, you can pick a deck, whether you like the color or whether you like the play style. So like, for example, you might not be super into blue, but you like milling people. So like, that's your style.
Right, yeah.
So my advice would be, because each color, when we bring it down to basics, does one specific thing really good or is more focused to that.
Exactly.
Pick a color with a deck, the starter deck of the color that you like or you think you like, start playing it, and then get some staples, because regardless of if you play casual or competitive, you're gonna need some staples. Which, good thing for this game, they're not like super expensive or whatever.
Cheap, like Icing is like €6, right? 5-6.
Yeah, some like that, and you need 4 copies, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah. You're set for
so yeah, and then slowly start sort of refining and building and crafting your own deck, because it's like a super easy pitfall, especially for I fell into that. Like you see all of these cool cards and you try to sort of build all of these combinations, but you usually fail in the start because you don't really have an intricate understanding of the sort of underlying stuff that's going on in terms of mechanics. So take it easy, slowly build your deck, get some staples, and try to enjoy sort of the social interaction of the game. Because I feel that Battle Spears, because it's a very tactical game, there's also you can sort of interact with the other player, talk a little bit and all that stuff. So it's a very chill game to play casually as well.
Yeah, I mean, and judging from our local scene, everyone will want to help you, so don't be afraid to ask anything as a new player. What about someone who wants to follow your steps and go to a major event?
So if like if you start the game and you really like it and you want to like sort of take it to the next level and try to actually compete and stuff, for me what's really important is gathering friends of yours, ideally that also want to take it sort of to
Exactly.
the next level.
Yeah.
And after you sort of build your decks, each one of your own, sort of you have to playtest. It's for me, playtesting is the holy grail of competitive trading card games because
Yeah,
you have to
I agree.
playtest. And yeah, I mean, that also makes it a bit more social because you also get together socially to do that. But look, even though I know that the meta right now is dominated by mostly Ira and Hydra,
Hmm.
my advice would be, again, try to find a color that you like and try to make it work depending on the meta. Now, if you want to just go and like just stomp, pick the best meta
Yeah,
deck
pick
and
Ira, I
try
mean.
to make it work.
Throw
Yeah,
in
pick
Ira and
Ira,
it will be fine. Yeah.
put in an Iron, whatever deck you have, and it'll become like instantly better. But for me, as a player that didn't play, so here's an interesting thing for me, and what I say to new people is, I am not like sort of your classic TCG player, I think, because I feel that with other people that are more sort of experienced with TCGs, they look at the cards in a very sort of, how do you call it, sort of clean way, sort of like, you know,
They know what to do with the card, right?
yeah, no, not even that. It's like they lack what is the whole thing of the first like sort of season of Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like the heart of the cards and like sort of believing in your cards and making a deck that you like personally is like sort of your deck tells a story or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I build decks and I try to sort of make them as much sort of like, if this deck were to be brought down by a character that plays in like a BSS anime or whatever,
Alright,
how would they sort of build it? Like
nice.
how do you
Okay.
build an ultra thematic deck and still make it work as much as you can? Which is why, like in Milan, I came down with like a pure Willy deck. Like I had with me like 2 copies or 3 copies of Iron, 3 copies of Grand Andromeda. I just decided I'm not gonna put them in my deck list because I want to try it as it is. Like I knew it could do better, but
Yeah, I
I
mean, alright, yeah. That's a very nice way to approach deck building, I think, and actually trying something different. Not just
yes.
playing Kyra. Try something different. Try to find ways to beat other decks without Ira. Or try to beat Ira with a specific deck and specific cards. How to counter Ira. It's not just Ira is the problem and it has to live tomorrow. Maybe there are some ways that you can deal with it. You don't have to...
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
super important for the new players, especially the ones that want to get more competitive. Try to sort of not let pre-existing conceptions about the game and what cards and what strats necessarily like work, because right now, like in this super dominated meta by these 2 sort of decks, at least as shown by what happening in the tournaments,
Yeah.
a fresh sort of mind, or like you may be able to think of a way to sort of deal with these cards that because you're just looking at the cards without any preconceptions.
Yeah,
Sort of
the game has so much depth, and since we are not color restricted, we can build
exactly.
many different decks, and we haven't found yet the deck that beats Ira very easily. Maybe, we don't know.
Exactly, the deck could be out there. We just,
Yeah.
it hasn't been constructed yet.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, set 5 is almost here.
True, double colors. It's gonna bring so much for it. I'm really excited about set 5.
Yeah, me too. A lot of new concepts. What do you expect from the game moving on, in general? Or maybe we can narrow it down. What do you expect from Bandai to improve regarding either the game or its events? Or
So
anything what you can think of.
So I think like a major thing that they need to definitely pay attention to, because the bans and those things that the community is asking ban wise and sort of balance wise, they're understandable.
Yeah.
They happen in every
Of
card
course.
game. That's not like sort of a major gripe because it's still for example, like I built like a weird serpent aggressive weird deck right yesterday, and I was playing with my friend who plays Zero, and it's doing pretty good. So like I don't know, because it played against a specific Ira deck, but I think there will be solutions and there are ways to sort of counter specific decks.
Yeah.
I think what Bandai need to focus more is their promotion, right? Like
it has kind of stopped,
I
to
don't
be honest.
I don't know what kind of promotion they're doing for the games to sort of put it out there to people and make people aware of the game's existence. Because I feel a lot of people might be interested in the game, they just don't know it exists.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd like some better, not just the pricing, but like sort of be more involved and sort of do better with the events, right? Like if you have events that give you like travel vouchers to go to America to technically or hypothetically use those travel vouchers to travel to America to play for the ProFest, then like if you do all of your ProFests in the US, or I think there needs to be a balance between sort of which regions have the most player base and which regions should get additional support. Because I feel right now the US has a smaller player base than Europe, but still the events are majorly focused on the States. Maybe it has to do something with like the other TCGs that Bandai has or whatnot. But definitely the events, or even like the fact that BSS Dev is the place where we all go and play online and build our decks, and that was built by like a single dude in his house because he just wanted to do it. Like Bandai is a gaming company, so I think just more so to do with getting it out there and sort of having better organization and sort of making sure their events and where they make them and all that stuff makes sense.
Last question. What would you hope to see on an upcoming upcoming set, mechanically speaking?
Okay, I would like there to be sort of a viable / not gimmicky kind of deck that revolves around purple color always.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That sort of interacts with the grave more. Like I like the 2 new immortals that they put out, like the Gambler and the T-Rex thingy. I like those 2. But yeah, I would just want some cards that sort of enable a play style of bring some other cards like Valiant, for example, that do something when the card is resurrected from your trash. Not necessarily destroy a spirit, but do something.
Alright.
So yeah. Also, I would like to see some way of making Rixa viable. Like, please, Bandai, make our 2 symbol purple set 4 guy viable at the very least, like something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rixa
But
needs to come out strong.
I feel that, on the other hand, I feel that if they make Rixa viable, which would mean that for some reason you can, on purple, viably play a 9 cost and 9 drop, it would probably mean that this may make overpowered like strats that deal, that you can sort of flush aggro more. Because I don't know how they'll do it. Like maybe if they decide the classic Bandai way, be like, okay, just make purple ramp. Then it'll be like, okay, thank you. I'm not gonna play Rixa. I'm just gonna ramp and do the other stuff that I did before, much quicker.
Yeah, much consistently as well. Okay, so yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I would just like some more comboable cards. Like I feel purple has a lot of combos, like a lot of big brain math type combos. You'd be like, okay, I'm gonna destroy this, then it's gonna 3 cores go from there to there.
Yeah.
I want more mathematician cards. Like I want to be solving linear. I want to be solving linear equations in the middle of the game.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that will go to another level. But purple is the color to do that, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, just
So,
some cool
anything-
purple card would be cool.
Anything else you want to say? Anything, whatever you would want to say. Now it's the time before closing.
So I stream random video games on Twitch Sunday,
Alright.
Monday, Tuesday, 8 to 11. Not
Yeah.
today because we're recording this on Tuesday, not today, but starting, from the following weeks. Yeah, so I'm streaming on twitch.tv/SudoGreeko.
Yeah, it will be
name.
down in the description.
So, yeah, that's about it. Also, shout out from Milan to the Nexus. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Lee. And all of the other, and shout out to Emiliano and Kieran. Shout out to all of the cool guys that I met over there. Shout out to you guys, of course. And yeah, that's about it for me. Glad
Thank
to
you.
be here. Hope everything goes well in the future.
Yeah, and hope we meet to Milan.
Yes,
Not meet, I
hopefully.
mean, go to Milan. We are going to meet in the local scene. So yeah, that's it for today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned for many more to come. And see ya. Bye.
Peace out. Bye bye.